which players are rising to the occasion because you're tired. You know, it's early in the morning, you're sore, nobody wants to come out there and make these big hits, but Rugby HTX really impressed me yesterday. Let's see if they can come out and start winning the game physically and maintaining their pattern. But ORSU definitely impressed yesterday. They've got a bunch of talent on their squad. Should be an excellent matchup here.
All right, and Fuiamona gets us started with the kick, and here comes Rugby HTX. They're out of Texas, if you're trying to figure that one out. But a nice pass, little ping pong played between teammates, but they maintain possession as it went backwards, not forwards, but that one went forward, and that's going to be a knock on. Play a second knock on, it's going to be a scrum down to ORSU, Colin.
And that's great defensive pressure by ORSU. What we're talking about is starting on fire, firing on all 7 cylinders, as like we call it in sevens, but coming up there and making big hits early while the other team is sleeping. I mean, that's big for ORSU, and that's an early mistake. Sleepy eyes, sleepy hands there for HTX. Whichever team wakes up first, gets on the try line and finds their form, that's usually the team that's going to win early on day 2.
And here is Kopolani Fuimaona putting it in for ORSU, Oregon Sports Union. That's the acronym. And here they come on attack. And you talked about that start and fire, and we're playing at star fire. It just writes itself.
There we go. Written into the stars.
Christian Bartlett, the scrum cap, gets it back to Fuimaona. Fuimaona now recycling it as scrum half gets it out. And it's a knock-on, unfortunate knock-on. Looks like Gerardo Menarengel with that knock-on. It's a turnover, fortunately for Rugby HTX, who will still be under pressure in their own zone.
I mean, you see it in their faces a little bit, like who's sleeping, who's looking a little left, looking a little right, moving their head before that ball hits their hands. So you're seeing a little bit. It is the challenge of finding your form early on day 2. But great fight from ORSU. I thought they had great fight and physicality in the tackle, and now it's about bringing the skill to the game as well. HTX with a great turnover, and they get the ball back, gifted, and here they go off the set piece.
Colin, did you see who put the ball in? That's Zach Pangilinan.
Zach Pangilinan, old teammate of mine, plays MLR, and here we go. HTX around the corner. This is going to be the first try of the match.
That looks like a try. It's going to be the try. What's the call there? That's a try. Yeah, indeed. Rugby HTX gets the try.
And that was just off a set-piece ball. Very, very simple. In sevens, it's great to keep it simple. You get it to your guys on the outside, a one-on-one opportunity. You get it to the 5 meters and make some magic happen. HTX have some absolute firepower out there on the edges. Getting it out there, and it looked like number 6.
I think is that Balakana?
Balakana.
Come on, they got Balakana and Zach Pangilinan on this team?
Balakana on the edge.
It's 2 Major League Rugby stars.
You want to get him the ball in his hands. He makes the break. ORSU coming over with the defense, and the ball just gets passed back on the inside. No number on the back of that try scorer's jersey.
He gave the try away as a gentleman, because he could have just dotted that down himself. But back to live action, as the conversion is good. ORSU in their own end, in red, Oregon Sports Union against Rugby HTX in the black with the yellow numbers. And there's a nice big crashing run by Gerardo Menarengel. And now ORSU looking for some phases to get back on the scoreboard. And you know, you talked about starts. Beltway Elite started poorly last match, and then they came roaring back in that second half. Maybe the caffeine kicked in. Let's see how it goes for Rugby HTX. I know Grant Cole is screaming and pounding a table someplace with harumphs. But in the meantime, there's a big open, big gap, and it could be a try. Could this be the equalizer? It looks like it's going to be a try for HTX. We got ourselves a match, Mr. Hawley.
And that's great fight in the midfield from Lepetti.
I'm sorry, I just said HTX, it's ORSU.
ORSU battles back and responds with a try of their own in the corner, kick coming. But that's what you get from ORSU. They got a bunch of dangerous runners. You can tell when they have the ball in hand, they can make something happen. They're really shifty, but not also can they actually create space. They have the power to get through it like Lepetti just showed. and the gas to get at the corner and score the try. That is a great response from a very impressive HTX set piece try. The kick is up.
It just goes across the face, but that was a pretty good effort by Fuimaona.
It was just a simple switch that actually happened there for Lepetti, coming back and getting the defense to move left and right, creating some space for yourself and asking questions of the defense and making them communicate. Early in the morning, there's going to be a lot of miscommunications on defense. Whose man is which on a switch? Maybe even a double switch. So ORSU doing a good job playing that.
And Assia had to beat Zach Pangilinan for that try. And that's not the way you want to follow that up with a kick directly into touch, not going 10 on the restart.
That's just a gift to HTX. These kickoffs cannot be overstated how important they are. I mean, we've seen it so many times. You want to get that ball up and have a 4-second hang time on the 10, but it usually doesn't work that way. And, you know, you're just gifting the opposing team a great attacking platform at halfway.
There's Vassallo, gets it off to Pangilinan, and met sharply on defense is Mr. No Number. He's invisible to us, so he's Claude Rains
for HTX.
And there's your penalty. I am just so excited to see Zach Pangilinan out on the pitch out here.
He does not get this kick to touch. Pangilinan makes a little mistake there, and here we go. ORSU on the counterattack. They got players on the outside.
Here they come again. Let's see if they can follow that last try up with another one and take the lead. They're deep in their own end. They've got a lot of work to do. Let's see if they're up to the task. Some good stiff competition in there at the contact. And it's going to be a penalty awarded to ORSU.
That's a great job by ORSU. They had a really strong strike runner there in the midfield, but support was there. You have somebody on a blitzing line there at the defense, and normally defense, it was a double tackle getting over the ball. It's like, ooh, this looks like it could be a turnover. But the presence of mind for the rest of the team, hey, we got to get there. We got to support our mate on the deck. That's just commitment and work rate by ORSU right there coming through.
You know, and Fuimaona finds touch where Pangilinan didn't. And now, look, you've got that momentum swing. But I've also been told by our producers, speaking of momentum swings, we need to find the broccoli man in the stands because he gets everybody going.
I think Tony Ridnell, the man behind the curtain here, found him earlier, had a picture with him. The broccoli man is in the house at Starfire as ORSU gets underway off the set piece.
And they're looking to go right here, and they do. There's Bartlett.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that could be a tip tackle and a penalty. Let's see what he calls it. What do you think, Colin?
I think that was a knock-on in the tackle. I think it was an aggressive tackle, but he brought him to ground.
Okay.
I don't think the shoulders were dipped in, the hips were above. I think that was play on. I think it's just a strong tackle. And here is the broccoli man in the house. Look at that onesie.
I don't think I can look. That's something you can't unsee.
Broccoli guy, he's even got the name on the back of that thing. I mean, is that a romper? A romp hib? It's got to be. Those dance moves, oh my gosh.
It's like staring at the sun.
Ladies and gentlemen, right there, that is pure green
Look at the people next to him.
Not even noticing. You're missing magic behind you guys. Come on.
All right, broccoli guy in the house. This is what better halftime entertainment can you have than that, Colin?
Bring him out to halfway.
Oh, he's eating the broccoli into camera.
Oh, is he pointing the broccoli?
Yeah.
He's doing the broccoli guns.
Oh.
Holster it, big guy. Holster it. Bring it out.
Yeah. What do we call that dance move? The Brock? The Lee?
Man.
That is, it really is unsettling in a certain way.
I'd like to call it the Big Brock. The Brock and Rock.
Again, I don't want to see it, but I can't take my eyes away from it.
it's sucking me in. It's like a tractor beam.
Sucking me in again, broccoli man. All right, broccoli man. We'll get to him, I'm sure, a number of times throughout the day, and rightfully so.
Oh, it's just testament to
what do you wake up one morning and you say,
stadium.
hey, I got an idea. I'm going to go as broccoli man. We got to get the backstory on that. I'm sure there's something I'm missing or not aware of. What with the jet lag and all.
Well, I mean, just the nutritional value of broccoli for athletes is phenomenal. So
He didn't really look like the typical athlete that's playing in this competition, but, you know, we got all shapes and sizes, so what do I know?
as a reminder for all you kids out there, make sure you eat your greens, eat the rainbow, and I'm not talking about Skittles.
I wonder if he's a vegan.
Possibly.
That would make
Second
him.
half action coming here. Rugby HTX with a converted try off a set piece, and ORSU off the back of Lepeti Asia from a midfield strike. We've got ourselves an intense 7 minutes ahead.
And here's that MLR star with the Houston SaberCats. Zach Pangilina getting us restarted in this match at the beginning of the second half. ORSU in red, trying to get out of their own zone. Rugby HTX on top by 2 points in the black. And here comes ORSU. Nice little look, take it to the turf. You got it, you know, ball protection, ball retention is a key component in sevens. As ORSU breaks midfield with a big fend, Pangilina have on the tackle, and now maybe it's going to be turned over. Oh, it's going to be a penalty.
Not releasing, but that was Gerardo Mena Rangel in the midfield, and it looks like HTX might have a bit of a security issue in their midfield and defense. There's a couple of good breaks there, maybe
Right
some miscommunication, but normally not making a touch, and HTX get gifted the ball back here, and they're on the attack.
That's Max Tackett, whose name sounds like a detective series, keeping that ball from going into touch. And now it's spun all the way to this side of the pitch. And there's Will Crawford. Been to the Nationals twice with New Orleans in 16 and 18, and NOLA Gold 2018.
Wow. That
Cats, here comes his SaberCat, Zach Pangilina, and the legend just coasting all the way into the try zone. And that'll be a try. Oh, he's going to go back to Mr. No Number. Claude Rains right under the posts. And he's going to wait till the opposition gets to him before he dots it down. Taking some of that precious time off the clock. He dots it down. There's a try. And just like that, what a turn of events.
Mr. Mystery racks up a double to his no name here, but that was an absolutely beautiful piece of play from the veteran, Zach Pangilina. You know, he's been around the 7th Circuit, 15s. He's MLR. This guy's just an incredible rugby player. As the conversion goes over, but he's sitting there. He has a one-on-one opportunity there on the sideline. He's got one guy to beat, so he's drifting out there. He's testing him and figuring out, okay, if I give a little show go to the ball, can I actually get a little bit of space and I back my speed to get around that corner? It's just a one-on-one scenario there, and he looks up. He's like, oh, I got this guy.
Oh, what a
the presence of mind to get the ball back in the middle field and get that conversion, and that might be the difference in this game.
And that man, Zach, gets us restarted as his team leads 14-5, and here comes ORSU. ORSU testing the midfield again, as you pointed out, maybe finding a leak or a crack.
Oh, wow, the big fella keep on rumbling.
Oh, boy. And there's Fuimaona. And that's going to be a whistle and a knock on, unfortunately for ORSU, Mr. Hawley.
God, they are just coming straight through the guts. I think that was Sione Asiea out there wearing the number 3, the big man coming on for some big minutes here, trying to get an injection of physicality through the midfield. It was a great break. Unlucky for that kind of skill breakdown there to get that forward pass, or knock on. But they are going straight through the middle here, and that's surprising for this HTX squad.
That's Sione Asiea, who has been wreaking havoc in the middle of the pitch. Unfortunately, it's not translated onto the scoreboard. And here comes HTX. Some side-to-side shifty moves by Balakana, who is an exceptional rugby player. 15-7s, whatever you want to play, he'll draw it up and knock you right in the teeth.
Sione coming up against some big hits from big runs. Man, it's looking for work
And
from the side.
Another penalty awarded to HTX this time. You kicking a touch here, Colin? Because you haven't exactly had much success with it so far, but it's going to be a kick to touch.
Kick to touch here, and we've just got word from the prolific Paul Emmerich that the no-name number is Trace Boldstad, who's got the double for HTX after the gifted passes back inside.
But
Thank you very much,
which Paul Emmerich was
Mr.
that? Was
Emmerich.
that the first, the second, the third, or the fourth? Is it Paul Emmerich the fourth that you got that text from? Because we got to figure out.
You and I both know there's only one Paul Emmerich, or he beat me if I didn't say that.
Yeah, we don't want to mess with the cactus, ladies and gentlemen. One of the best players in USA Rugby history, period. Whatever the code, the cactus.
And here we go, HTX, ball in play, great, well taken, off the line out, set piece ball.
And here they come, trying to get another try. And I don't know about the math in the tournament, but points matter, right? I guess if you get in scenarios where you got tiebreakers and all that kind of jazz.
There is a point system, should.
I'm just throwing you under the bus there, by the way, trying to see if you got any of that info.
I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely used to it. But ORSU getting another penalty here as time is ticking down for their opportunity to get back in this matchup. About a minute 40 left, and HTX happy to slow this down. Game management, a big part of this game as they're slowing it down, and Pendulinen is looking to go ahead and line up.
That's Taylor Howden with
kick.
no number on his jersey and his hands on his hips.
Yeah, I think we got a couple of guys
We
here
got a couple of guys with no numbers here,
no numbers
wreaking
on the heads,
havoc.
But Howden, again,
on
another one of
broadcast.
these guys playing in MLR and just one of these amazing fixtures in the rugby scene here in America. Absolute class player. One of the most skillful to put on the jersey, even without a number.
Greg Cole, you didn't tell me you brought a team of superstars here with Rugby HTX. Look at these guys.
And here we go, line out here. You got to think ORSU needs to keep HTX out of the try zone here if they're going to have any shot of battling back. Pendulinen with the throw-in.
And they take it, which was no easy task. There's Taylor Howden. Did he get into the try zone? Knocking on the door. Where's the call?
It's held up.
And it's held up. Wow.
Great job by ORSU. That's what they needed to do. But the ball was well taken in there by Howden. He brought it back in. Dummy ball in one hand, and he just went straight up the guts, and it's well defended by ORSU. And again,
he's just reinvented himself as a lock, going up in that line out, right?
He was great.
Right, here's the put in.
But they need to go ahead and get this ball back. ORSU needs to have a strong defense here.
Angelina looks short side, goes back to Connor Mills. Here's Gregor Gourlay on the outside. Here goes number 6. Is that Balakana?
Wow.
And he's in for the try in an eye blink. Wow, they get the try after all on the opposite side of the pitch.
When you got a player like Balakana out on the outside, get him the ball in any one-on-one scenario. He's going to be one of the toughest guys to go ahead and tackle on that outside edge. That's the recipe for success for HTX. They've done it a couple times here. Twice Balakana's come out on the outside and got the better of his opposite. I mean, that's just what you got to do in sevens. Create those one-on-one matchups and just let them have a go and see what they can make happen.
That burst of speed to turn the corner. That's horror if you're the defender.
Well, it's incredible, some of these moves that players have. It's like their own fingerprint, right? It's so unique to themselves. Balakana go ahead and lifting up, jumping up, and then once you hit the turf afterwards, it's that injection of space. If you take another look at it, he just goes ahead and stutter steps up, pauses defender in his tracks when he does that little up jump, but then the explosion off the deck is going to be it for him.
Yeah,
that's going to be it for
and
this
that was
match.
the final play as the conversion was no good. But we are stepping away, ladies and gentlemen, for greatness is in the booth in the form of Alex Corbacero and Abby Gustitis coming in to call the Women's Cup quarterfinal between the Scion Sirens and the Tempe Ninjas. Don't go away. We'll be right back.